What we have just witnessed is historic. This day will be sung about on the Kop for decades and decades to come. Songs will be sung, t-shirts will be printed, this will live forever. Manchester United's defeat at the hands of Liverpool was so significant, so historic, and so overwhelming that we have witnessed history today. Erik Ten Hag may never have a more humbling day as Manchester United manager than he has had today. Liverpool are back. Liverpool were devastatingly brilliant, and Liverpool will qualify for the top four. Manchester United, what this means to them will be told to us in time to come. They've had a brilliant few weeks. They've had a brilliant season, in fact. But this is so bad. And some defeats can be so traumatic that they can actually eat into the very fabric of a team. They can eat into the very fabric of a club. They can eat into the very fabric of an institution. Not always because of the margin of defeat, not always because of the margin or the scoreline, but sometimes because of who delivers the fatal blow. And when it's delivered to you, if you are Manchester United, by Liverpool, it can be devastating. How Manchester United react now is very important. But when the opponent is Liverpool and they inflict such a wound, I have no idea how Erik Ten Hag's men will recover from this, because they were so bad. They were so poor. They were so embarrassing. And they have lost 7-0. They have conceded 7 goals at Anfield. That has never happened to them in the Premier League era. Yes, they have conceded 7 goals in a previous era. They have conceded 7 goals when they have played Blackburn Rovers in 1926. I'm demonstrating how significant today is. It's happened to them before. In 1926, they lost 7-0 to Blackburn. In 1930, they lost 7-0 to Aston Villa. And in 1931, they lost 7-0 to Wolves. Pre-war. And that is what's happened today. That is what Erik Ten Hag has managed to oversee. And losing 7-0 is one thing, but losing 7-0 to Liverpool is completely and utterly unacceptable. When you see the scoreline that I will write in this title, your eyes do not deceive you. It genuinely finished 7-0 to Liverpool. And Liverpool thrashing their arch rivals like that, it says so much about who they are. And look, Manchester United were obviously shambolic, and I feel like the focus of this game, the post-mortem of this game, will be about Manchester United. Where did it go wrong for Ten Hag? Why were their teams so poor? Why did the big players let them down? Why was Bruno Fernandez such a disgraceful performer for him? Where did it all go wrong for them? But what people will not do is acknowledge the brilliance of Jurgen Klopp. Doubt that man at your peril. He got it so right. He asked so much from his team, and he demanded so much from his team, and they well and truly delivered. It was a humiliation. It was their worst nightmare. And I think if Manchester United are not careful, it has the potential to derail their entire season. It was incredible from Liverpool. And on some level, it was incredible from Manchester United, because so rarely does a team sort of melt so readily against such a fierce rival. Usually, these fixtures are contested to the very maximum. They're contested to the fullest. And yet, we have to give congratulations to Liverpool, but I just can't understand where it went so wrong for Manchester United. Such a worry for them. And look, we have to acknowledge Liverpool are back. Liverpool were sensational. It was the perfect day for them. Roberto Firmino finding his way onto the score sheet, having acknowledged that he's going to be leaving, it just felt like the perfect cherry on the cake. It's got to be one of the most perfect, brilliant and wondrous days that Anfield has ever had. But for Manchester United, it just went so wrong. I mean, Bruno Fernandez, his photograph was placed by Manchester United's social media team on their Twitter account. And I just thought it is an apt person to put up. Look, he wasn't alone in letting his team down. He wasn't alone in letting his manager down. But the lack of leadership shown from him. He is wearing the captain's armband. Bruno Fernandez, you are wearing the captain's armband of Manchester United. That means that you should follow in on the spirit of that armband. That armband carries such weight, such poise, such significance. That armband has the blood, the toil, the sweat of Eric Cantona, Steve Bruce, Brian Robson, David Beckham, Roy Keane. They have all worn that band with respect and given it the diligence and deserving love that they should. And Bruno Fernandez wearing that captain's armband today was a disgrace. It was so bad. It was so poor. And I'm embarrassed for a lot of those players. You know, Liverpool were amazing. You know, they were brilliant. They were back to their free-flowing, marauding best. They were unplayable on so many ways. But there were so many mistakes made, both tactically and by the players on the pitch. Like, Eric Ten Hag needs to take some responsibility here. I've been waxing lyrical about Eric Ten Hag. I said that he has got every single thing right this season. Whether I talk about dropping Harry Maguire, getting rid of Ronaldo, playing Luke Shaw at centre-half, signing Fernandez, whatever it may be, apart from those first 2 games of the season, I've said that Eric Ten Hag is potentially manager of the season because he has got every single thing spot on. Today he didn't. Today, when it was going wrong and the game was beyond them, he kept going for the jugular. At 3-0 down, it needs to end 3-0. He needs to acknowledge that his team do not have the minerals, the fight, the heart, the hunger to get back into the game, and he needs to make sure that it does not become historic. He does not allow T-shirts to be printed. He does not allow songs to be sung in 100 years' time, which they now will be. So Eric Ten Hag 100% needs to take responsibility here. The fact that he kept going for the jugular was so poor, but overall the day belongs to Liverpool. So for me to focus on anyone other than the brilliance of Liverpool does feel slightly churlish. And the man who I'm going to dedicate this video to, and I think that the game belongs to, is Mohamed Salah. He becomes the first Liverpool player to score in 6 consecutive appearances in all competitions against Manchester United. And not only that, today he is a record breaker. Not only because he is part of a team and an integral part of the team that scores 7 goals against Manchester United, but also because today Mohamed Salah scored his 128th and 129th goals in the Premier League for Liverpool in 205 appearances. That means that he overtakes Robbie Fowler as Liverpool's leading goal scorer in Premier League history. Think about the legends that Mohamed Salah has eclipsed to become that man. What a player he has been. What a signing. What a Premier League icon. Today, a catastrophe for Manchester United. One of Manchester United's worst days ever, if not Manchester United's worst day ever in the Premier League era. Thank you so much for watching this video, but Liverpool are well and truly back. Please click subscribe if you have enjoyed this video. Give it a like, it really does help me out. And I'll see you all in a bit. Ta-da.